Hey guys, welcome to the Big Talk with Austin, your monthly movie news podcast. We have a lot of interesting things to talk about. No, we will not talk about the Jimmy Kimmel situation. Not gonna lie, it was one of the topics that I had in mind, but the whole entire situation was resolved in like 4 days. It's pointless to talk about. Now, there is some stuff that you could talk about the freedom of speech and all that, but I was going to talk about it for the movies, the sense of Hollywood. That's what I was going to talk about it for. And next, we could dive a little bit of the political stuff, but since it was resolved, and next they went back to their old ways and went back to hating each other, Trump and Kimmel hating each other. It's like, what's there to really to talk about? So not really much. Like, it's funny about that whole entire situation.
I'm
Um,
eating popcorn,
uh,
listening to you talk about it.
well,
I'm just kidding.
what's funny about the situations that, Kimmel's like whole uh outrage is like Trump can't take a joke, but then literally that same episode, few minutes later, he can't handle a joke that Trump makes about him. And it's like you guys are just both crybabies. I don't care about any of you. And it's like, so Jimmy Kimmel
Bro
hasn't
said, I don't like any of
I
you.
don't like any of you. The thing is, Jimmy Kimmel hasn't been funny in years, and if you really want to think about what he said, I think it can be taken out of, it can be misinterpreted. It was misinformation, and it was also just not funny. So it fails on all levels. So, there's that. So yeah, that's my thoughts. There you go, guys. Anyone that was wondering. So, but we
Hmm.
still have a bunch of interesting things to talk about. And I'm in a new setup. It's still the same room, but different, but it's all changed up. And so hopefully this looks much better than the previous one. I think it looks a lot better than the previous one, the way that was previously. Yeah, I think there's a lot more going
Yeah.
on. So, but yeah, we're gonna get into the first topic here. If you guys are also listening to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, welcome. Definitely check out the YouTube channel. So
I'm
la
waving to them right now.
Yeah, hopefully you guys can see. So first topic, we've been talking about a lot about Wonder Bros being, under the weather of being like going bankrupt or being bought. Like last month we talked about Paramount in it, like thinking about buying them. Now Netflix is joining the bidding. Like there's other companies joining the bidding, but I want to talk about Netflix because I hate them so much, and I think this would be terrible if they bought Warner Bros. Because they would just what they would do, they would just turn all Warner Bros.
Uh,
Stuff into streaming. So Warner Bros. As a theater, like as like a studio, that's gone. That would be all gone. I think this would be an awful decision. But the problem is, for a fact, if you know for a fact that Netflix can probably outbid everyone besides Apple and Amazon. Netflix can
yeah.
outbid everyone besides those two. So if Warner Bros. Is like thinking if Warner Bros. Is I don't know, shareholders are thinking it from a perspective of like, well, Netflix is, offering us a lot of money, but at the end of the day, we're still going to be shareholders. We would make more money off of the theatrical run than just bidding out to Netflix. So hopefully that is in
Yeah.
their mind. And I would rather have Paramount or better yet, Universal try to buy Warner Bros. Because Universal and Warner Bros. Have great relationship anyways when it comes to their theme parks, so they can just integrate more of their IP into the theme park, giving like DC their own land, like, part of like the Epic stuff. Like I think that would be like the better option because I don't know what Paramount would really do. I mean, they're probably looking at like we can take HBO Max and make it worse, right? That's probably what they're be like.
They would turn it to HBO Min.
They'll call it
Come on,
HBO
that
Plus.
was a good one. You
They'll
got to
call
give
it
me credit for that one.
they'll call it HBO Mount. There you go.
No, HBO Min,
Uh,
because it's at its maximum potential and then it would be minimum.
Paramount
Um,
HBO Paramount Max.
See, here's the thing that I'm curious about though is one, would this ever get through like a merging, if
Well,
acquisitions, mergers,
I
all
mean,
those types of
if
things?
Salvador, whatever that country's called, can buy EA, I think so. Salvador. Did you hear about that? Like EA being bought
Yeah, I
out?
did. Yeah, I did see EA got bought out for a crazy amount of money.
Of course they
Um,
would accept that. uh, fine. They can mess up EA even more. Who cares? Um,
What I'm interested to see though is what is this? eh, As soon as all these studios and different things start to consolidate, um, it's really unfortunate because then it's like if there are actors or writers or producers, directors, sound engineers, I think is what they're called. Like, think of all the people that work on movies, and now you're consolidating power within just a few companies. I mean, you'd have to imagine Netflix is going to buy them out and then, just chop a bunch of jobs in an
mhm.
industry that's already being hurt by tariffs and a bunch of other things. So, like movie theater numbers aren't good.
Well,
Film
it's
numbers
funny
aren't
that
great.
what's funny about that is that Warner Bros. Has had a great year with box office. I mean, until another battle after another, one battle after another came out, then that broke their win streak. But that is a whole different issue of itself, being political, the marketing not really that being good. And so you kind of just get this, which the film, I didn't hate it. I found it to be entertaining until they forgot about the political stuff, but
Yeah,
it clearly didn't draw enough people. So that
yeah,
film hurt Warner Bros. Even more with this massive, massive freaking um debt that they are in. And so many people are like, so many people are thinking about this from a financial standpoint. It's like, yeah, we need Warner Bros. To find a way to stay alive, let someone else come in, buy them out. I'm like, all right, yeah, I agree. Next, you have that other side. It's like, now get rid of David Zaslav, get rid of James Gunn. It's like, what the and it's like, what are
uh,
we doing? And it's like, and people don't understand if you get rid of James Gunn and you restart the DCU again, that's the end for DC.
oh,
That's like that kills it.
reboot it again.
No one's gonna go
Just keep
watch
rebooting.
yeah, no one's gonna go watch the next film. So it's like, why I don't get I never and now we're going to a different rant, but like I never really enjoyed Zack Snyder's films besides Man of Steel. Everything else after that were like, eh. But I still wish for the next one to be good, and I didn't want like they should reboot the universe. And it's like but I guess because it's not Zack Snyder, it's James Gunn. It's like, oh well,
Yeah,
he used to make these kind of goofy, horny type of films. It's like, okay, yeah, that it was his style, but he has grown a lot. I mean, clearly they're ignoring Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 with it being an emotional film. And I can agree that James Gunn can go a little bit he can't always stick the landing. I like Peacemaker season 2 right now. It's not the greatest. I'm not really that invested in the story, and some of the jokes aren't really landing. So like I'm not always loving James Gunn stuff, but as soon as I don't like his stuff, doesn't mean it's like, all right, reboot it. Get it, meh. Like, meh.
so what they should do is they should reboot it again.
Oh, okay.
Only this time they should hire a Rock, not Dwayne the Rock Johnson, but a Rock to be the director, because that would be more solid. Um,
I think they should just sell it to Disney at that point. That's the same exact thing.
just everybody, if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, you just needed to see Austin's face right there on YouTube. It was so just callous, like pause. Imagine like the biggest pause, frozen. No, that was exactly what Austin was giving in that
I'm
response.
comparing
But
Disney to a rock, and they basically are the same quality. You begin the same thing. So, why not? But yeah, so like, did you think this would be a good idea? And if not, who else would you think should buy Warner Bros? Because one thing I know for a fact, if Warner Bros. Does get bought out, they're not going to restart the DCU immediately, for one, for anyone out there
no,
listening. That's a
no,
dumb idea, for one. The universe just started. It took 3 films to realize Zack Snyder's idea isn't working. So it's going to take a bit more time for James Gunn stuff to start to see where it goes and see like, is this right for us? And if they can't figure it out by the third film and they decide to end it you're not going to see an RDC. I see. I start
No,
the camera's normally
you
over here. I have to look over here. But like, if that does end up happening, say goodbye to DC. Say goodbye.
I don't think you would say goodbye. I just think that people would
You
notice that it
well,
is
you
a
won't see.
trash. It is like you're lighting money on fire.
Well, that, but you won't but you will not see another DC universe film for another 20, 30 years because no one will go. You have to wait that long to give people another for people to allow you to get to for another shot for that. And it's just like it doesn't make any sense. And it's like you look at which this leads into the next topic. But so what your overall thoughts on this matter? What do you think this would do for the industry if Netflix bought it? And who else and
Yeah.
who do you think would should buy it?
Well, first off, um, I'd like to see like maybe private equity. I know you hear those words and people go, "Oh." I'd like to hear maybe artists or rich directors, somebody all come together and buy this. I think that Warner Bros. You talked about the feat of pulling off history with six straight $40 million openings on numerous incredible movies. So the problem is not the movies, right? Or at
It's the
least not this
problem.
year.
It's from how the past has been whole has one how previous owners have handled Warner Bros. And it's currently David Zaslav trying to fit course correct, but at the same time is still not doing as a good job. He's kind of dropping the ball, but yeah, it's more about their past than the present.
So, okay. I was actually methodically bringing up, what I would think. So I think what you would do is come together, have private equity buy it out. What I don't want to see is I don't want to see a bunch of them consolidate into like I think of like, oh, Verizon bought this and AT&T bought that and Sprint
Yeah.
bought this one and T-Mobile. I'm not interested in that. I mean, we're going to run into that issue where it's like, why are we uh why are we thinking this is a good idea? I just consolidation of that kind of stuff leads to no competition or just consistent garbage. And we're already starting to see that anyway.
Mm,
So Netflix needs to stay in their own lane, not need to buy or acquire or do anything. Now, mind you, this is just my personal opinion, obviously.
I just don't think it
And
would be
then
useful for them anyways. It wouldn't
do they need the studios,
well,
intellectual
like,
property?
well, they get the property stuff, but what does that do for them anyways? They don't make money. They wouldn't make any money off of it.
So it depends. I would have to look at all the logistics, right? Um, I I just don't see. Let's see, brand value. So the things that are mentioned are brand value, content, so like intellectual property or like the different IP for stuff, and forward-looking theatrical strategy. I mean, unless Netflix is interested in releasing their movies in theaters first,
They're
but that
not.
just doesn't seem logical. I
No.
just no,
Like you already have like actors and directors not wanting to work with Netflix because where they only want to do streaming. Like
yeah,
I
I
like
mean,
Daniel Craig is a recent one right now where he's been having a big argument with Netflix. It's like, no, you're going to put this in theaters. You're going to give us more than a week in theaters. And so I don't know. Netflix is on the other side of the court and it just doesn't make any sense. And I think it goes against what Warner Bros. As a company as a whole from the shareholders want because
mm,
they tried the streaming thing, just streaming and doing it directly, and it failed massively for them. And so
well, they don't. I also think that just creating a streaming platform, you just don't show up. It's not like, oh, we're just here to make a streaming platform. So look, Netflix has something that Warner Bros. Would definitely benefit from, which
mhm.
is just like direct to consumer streaming platform. Um, I just don't care. I don't care for the idea of a merger. I don't think it's good. I don't like the fact that Warner Bros. Has actually had a decently successful year. There's just a lot of things that I'm just not a fan of.
Yeah.
So if you asked me, I would say big thumbs down to Netflix interested in Warner Bros. And let's hope that they don't buy them or try and buy them
Now,
or
if
come
the
anywhere near them.
yeah, and now if there was only the option of a buyout, who would you rather see be like the big studios? You would rather see buy them? I think Universal would have a better use out of Warner Bros. Than anyone else, but
Yeah. Honestly, I wouldn't mind Apple. Apple makes
but
great.
but Apple would also do the streaming thing, and they would forget about
Yeah, but
physical media.
but but Apple makes good content. Like a lot of the Apple TV shows that I've watched and the
I mean,
movies are
yeah,
actually pretty solid.
you got the 17 here, and so like.
Look, like I said, Apple, I think their biggest problem is their content doesn't drop fast enough. So you'd just be building a pipeline of
But
having,
they already have their own streaming service. They wouldn't like what do they do? What would they do with Max?
it's not the streaming service. Um it's the idea of like the actual content,
Hmm.
like just incorporating all the content onto their already good platform. You're already keeping people in the Apple ecosystem. So now you have Apple, you have your Apple TV or whatever, and you go watch, the streaming service that Apple has, and now you have, a library of tons of incredible movies because Warner Bros. Makes some great movies.
I mean, yeah, it
So
shows this year
now you're
that
just
they
thinking,
can put out good content.
yeah. So I don't know. I would say Apple. I just don't.
I would go with
Netflix, no thanks.
yeah, I would go with Universal. I don't think Netflix. Yeah, I would prefer Apple because I know Apple would at least do a better job and they would put it in theaters. But then that says goodbye to any Warner Bros. Physical media. So that would be like a done deal, unless they would do it like 20th Century Fox. Disney does with 20th Century Fox, where like they're owned by Disney, but they're their own thing, and they don't really have to listen to what Disney says. And so,
Yeah.
unless they do something like that, I highly doubt it. I'm pretty sure Apple would want full control over Warner Bros. And whatever decision that they make. Um,
Oh, probably. I have no doubt. Apple's very peculiar about the content and the things and the strategy. So
I think
I would
things
have
like
no doubt.
Euphoria would be canceled. I don't think Apple would do stuff like that. And so,
I mean,
do they have
I mean,
extreme content like that?
I don't know, but I mean, if you're buying something that's successful and people enjoy, you'd probably leave it.
Well,
So,
I mean, it's taking them 5 years to make another season, so I don't know if they enjoy it that much. So,
well, I'm just saying, like, there's a huge fan following of that show. So
not
we'll
anymore.
see.
The Euphoria is like Stranger Things with HBO Max. It's like it's like it's been too long. It's like why even bother? So. Because they all growed up. They have to do a time jump with all the characters while they're gone, like out of high school or whatever. So, but yeah, let us know your guys' thoughts. I think Universal would be the better option because then they can integrate more of Warner Bros. Stuff into their theme parks, and they would still push for theatrical releases, and they would do still more physical media stuff with them. I think Amazon or
Yeah.
Apple, Netflix buying them, that's like an end deal all in general. So even though I do think Apple does put out good content, I just don't. Apple wants everything under their own control, and that's like I don't want that. Like they can stick to making phones and whatever content they make. So let us know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Sticking with um Warner Bros.
Ooh,
So
this was
Superman,
impressive.
people say that Superman was not going to do shit this year. It was going to fail, which has it done massively great? No. But Man of Steel wouldn't either. If you guys want to, I keep looking over that. If you guys want to do, the inflation BS crap that you guys use in your argument, do the math. Man of Steel would have been a flop in 2025. Sorry to hate, don't hate the game. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Hate the facts. But Superman came out on HBO Max 2 weeks ago. I think it was 2 weeks ago, I think, because
Yeah, I think
the
it was
I got
September. Yeah.
because I got the Superman physical media, the 4K over here on the Tuesday after it came out on HBO Max, and I ended up watching it on HBO Max. A quick little review. I watched it on the 17th. It looked amazing. So good job on Apple on that part for making a pretty good, decent phone. And mm,
See, I would agree.
yeah.
But like I said, it would be better if they had HBO. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and it broke records. It had 13 million views on its first, I believe on its first day, right? According to this article from what I remember. Or is it the first
Yeah.
weekend?
Has racked up since premiering on that
Yeah.
day. The
Okay, yeah.
largest 10-day audience since December of 2023 when Barbie played.
This is the biggest biggest release for HBO Max in nearly 2 years. So clearly people had a huge interest in Superman. Some of them didn't clearly go in theaters and watch it, but 13 million, but some of them waited to watch it on streaming. And that's the huge issue when it comes to now these days. People didn't go watch Superman because like I don't want to really go watch it. Maybe it's part of it, but majority of them it's like I'm just gonna wait for it to go on stream because they've been trained to do that for the past 5 freaking years because of COVID. And so that's just became the mindset. And so of course it did better on streaming than theaters, but it being in theaters first helped the boost because it got that positivity. People knew it was out, people were talking about it, and so people were keeping their eyes on it. And when people were waiting short enough for it to hit HBO Max, then they went out and watched it. I think they should have waited, hold off for the HBO Max release because then people would have been like, well, I don't want to wait 6 months for it to hit streaming. I'm going to go out and see it in theaters.
Exactly.
So they would have had a slightly big, I don't think they would have had a massive box office change, but it could have maybe hit rough almost 700. I want to say it would have been near close to $700 million then. Um,
Oh yeah. I mean,
but
it did really, really well. And here's the thing I
it
love about the
outbeat
whole,
Fantastic Four, and we thought Fantastic Four would hurt it.
yeah, I think there's a Marvel fatigue, honestly.
I think there's
And
movie
people
fatigue.
just
I don't think there's
well,
Marvel.
there's a I don't want to see crappy movie fatigue.
Yeah,
And not saying Fantastic Four was crappy.
But Marvel has been in a
Not
crappy
good.
state, and so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think everyone should be happy, and everyone who's upset that James Gunn is being successful, you can cry about it. You don't. I'm not. See, here's the thing. You don't have to like it. I'm not upset.
Oh gosh.
I'm not upset that you don't like the film. I'm annoyed that you keep trying to downplay it like it's doing horrible. That's where I get annoyed. And so you try to twist the narrative. Oh, liberals. I mean, oh, news outlets.
Oh, oh
Oh,
gosh.
oh no.
No comment, anybody. What I will say is I am just glad that, the movie was as successful on the streaming platform as it seemed to be in theaters.
Well, I
I
mean,
think that
if you
that
really
is it's a
times
good
thir
sign.
times 13 million for with $20 tickets. What that shows the number in itself there.
Well, that's just the number of streamed. You could have had a household of six people that
Well, that's
watched it
that
together.
too. That is true. So really it could be a lot more than we actually know. People watching it and
Yeah.
having their eyes on it. Like you could have had a party of
So
20 people watching it. So that is true. That's the problem with streaming. You
if you
can't actually
use
keep track of numbers of how many people are actually watching it. And so,
Yeah, so if you used $15 a ticket, which is a pretty solid average,
yeah.
and just said only one person per stream, you're talking another $200 million.
Yeah,
Um, I think if streaming didn't exist, and this was in 2018,
it would have done
um,
well.
not streaming didn't exist, but like it was pre-COVID,
Yeah.
I think this is an $850 million film. I
Mhm.
really do. Um,
And
I,
here's the thing, people don't understand. You can like Zack Snyder all you want, but you also have to accept that his universe was a dud. People didn't go out and watch his films besides Because here's the thing, you instantly had a division in the community of this universe on its second film. On its second film, you already divided the community about this universe. That's what hurt this whole entire thing. And WB is like, well, we're going to keep going with Zack Snyder because we already had a contract deal with him to do this type of phase of dark and seriousness. So we're going to keep continuing the tone for now and see how things turned out. And yeah, you did what came out after Batman versus Superman. I believe it was Wonder Woman. So you had Wonder Woman, which was a huge success. I think it did it. I don't think it did 1 billion, but it did like 700 worldwide. So that's in the range
Yeah.
of both films. But you expected, but at that time, that was also in the height of all films as well. Um, and next after that, you had Justice League, which just even destroyed it even more. And people say like that, it's not Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder still gets credit. And the stuff, and if you watch the Zack Snyder cut, there's so many
Are we
things.
talking about Zack Snyder?
Well, yeah, all the stuff in the Zack Snyder cut is in that original film that we got in 2017. So really, it's really the script and the tone of what Joss Whedon did didn't really match very well. And people saying like if Zack Snyder did his original idea like he did with the Snyder cut, it would have been better. If you basically what Zack Snyder would have done was cut the 4 hour film that we got into two, and it would have been this disconnect film between two when it really needed to be the 4 hour one that made it good. So Zack Snyder is not, he's a good writer if you give him 10 hours of watch time, but to have him condense his story into this reasonable runtime, he's not very good at. And you can see that with Rebel
Yeah.
fucking Moon. You can see that with that one zombie film that he did with Netflix. And so it's just it's a reoccurring
Rebel
thing.
Moon was so
Oh
good.
my gosh.
I loved every minute of it on mute and with the TV off.
Yes,
So
exactly. Yeah, and you liked it when it put you to sleep. And so you can just see it back, you can just see it in the quality of his films, not even just in the DC, but after that. You know what the first film to break $1 billion in his universe? It was Aquaman. You want to know why?
which is weird.
Because it was lighthearted. Not because people don't like seriousness, but that's what people wanted. People wanted a balance of lightheartedness and a serious story. But Zack Snyder's like, I gotta make mine all gritty. And it's like, make Superman all mopey and And
I
so,
don't know why.
and by the time that
He-
DC and Warner Bros. Figured like, oh wait, we need actually a balanced tone, it was already too late. People already checked out. And also at that time, COVID did hit. And so, and actually immediately got Wonder Woman 84, and that killed it even more. Um, So good for them. I
Mm.
think this is a good start. Um, but I think people need to get off their high horse about Zack Snyder. You don't have to like James Gunn, but at least be fair and honest.
I think he's doing a pretty decent job. You
Yeah,
know,
like
I
I'm
think
not
that
enjoying
there
Peacemaker
it
season
could be
two.
worse. Yeah,
It's
it's not that great.
and people that's like you can't have kids watching this show. It's like it's not meant for kids. It's a an adult show. Like if people are complaining about like this is not for kids. What is that? Marvel, like people on from in for the MCU wanted rated R stuff for the longest time, and now James Gunn does it. It's like a big problem. Like that doesn't make any sense. It's either not funny or it's funny. It's not because it's adult content or not. It's
Yeah.
so people. There's a certain there's always that group of fan base that just gets on my nerves, and so. But yeah, so good for them. I can't wait to see what they do, especially with Supergirl. Let us know your guys' thoughts on this and what do you think? You pretty much said everything you wanted to say, right?
Yeah. Well, we're also going to talk about this
Okay.
next one
Yeah.
anyway. So,
So let us know your guys'
uh,
thoughts and you can introduce this one.
I got this one. Well, first off, it's the movie of tomorrow, Superman, Man of
Edge of
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow 2?
Oh my goodness, no.
Oh,
You ruined my joke. Oh, no, I'm just kidding.
I had a
No,
better joke.
oh gosh, please, refrain. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe, depending on how bad the joke is, refrain. So Superman movie, Man of Tomorrow,
It's
gets a
actually
release
not a
date.
Superman movie. It's actually a Lex movie.
Okay, it said it was equally Lex Luthor, equally Superman. The release date is slated for July 9th of 2027. James
Mhm.
Gunn announced this recently on his Instagram, which can we just take a second to realize that bro's just releasing crap on Instagram? I mean, really? Is that how we're doing stuff
I
now?
mean, that's where all the
Is
eyes are. It's TikTok, Instagram. That's how I think, marketing should be at this point if you're going to get the young
yeah.
eyes on. So,
I just the thing I don't like about it is the fact that I really Instagram. I don't know. I remember when they used to do theatrical releases, or like not theatrical, excuse me. That was not what I was meaning to say. I remember when they used to like do reveals at Comic Con,
they do.
or
There's stuff that we don't get to
yeah, but
see.
this was just so nonchalant. Like, oh, here's a photo of Lex Luthor and Superman.
Yeah. I think more studios should do what Christopher Nolan did with the Odyssey, where they released it in theaters for like like a teaser trailer first in theaters before releasing it online, because then it might encourage people to go to the theaters more often, than just like, oh yeah, I saw that trailer online. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think it was that great. The
No,
trailer didn't make me go, wow,
no,
I want to
I
see
mean
this movie.
they made it while filming, so they didn't really have much footage, but it's just to get people like aware of it a year advance. So, not it's not a great
Yeah.
teaser or anything, but it was fine. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm really looking for of this. I wasn't expecting this. I thought Batman would be the third film that they would do, but no, I'm pretty sure though. Are they releasing Batman the same year as the Batman Part 2? Because this is Batman the Part 2 coming out 28, while DCU's Batman's also coming out that year.
I think it is, isn't it?
So that's just gonna be a Batman year. I don't know how I feel about that. If we're gonna talk about James Gunn decisions, having two different Batman films come out in the same year.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
So, oh, or is it just, or is it the Man of Tomorrow film along with Batman Part Two? If it's that, then that makes more sense, and that would be okay. Um, but because it's like because you're basically having Superman and Batman almost versing each other, like air quote Batman versus Superman in a way. But I think this would be fun. It would be more than just like, because you will have this like team up tug of war with Lex and Superman who don't really like each other. And next, probably towards the end, after they defeat whatever threat that there is, Lex will try to turn on Superman and be like, and Superman will be like, nope, I predicted this. I knew you were going to do this type of deal. It'll be probably
Yeah.
predictable, but I'm hoping this gives more of a better what's the word? Representation of Lex Luthor's Nicholas Hoult, because I didn't really like him that much in the new Superman.
Oh, I didn't think he was terrible.
No,
I
he's
just
not
don't think he was
terrible.
good.
His whatever material that James Gunn gave him just was not. It just like wasn't really. It wasn't funny, and it came off very childish. And so,
I think it'll be better, honestly, moving forward. I really do.
I mean, after
Um,
him being prison and being molested, I maybe he matured a bit. I don't know. Um, that was a joke in Peacemaker season two. I didn't really find that funny, but
yeah, still
so
funny though.
it's kind of funny, but the way the joke wasn't funny. Like you can make something like that funny, like Lex Luthor, this baddie getting I don't know, doing whatever in prison like this. It's like I don't know, it's
Go Lex
random.
Luthor. Go Lex Luthor. Go Lex Luthor.
Would
See,
would
it
he
makes me want to root for him now.
would he be progressive? Is he a progressive kind of guy if he's against mutants?
I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like he's just a jealous person. That's really what it is.
Well,
That's what it
yeah,
boils down to.
I guess so. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to Supergirl. I think they just wrapped up filming, and I think the marketing for that will start kicking up very soon here for that, which that's supposed to come out June. of next year,
Oh
July.
goodness, that'll be quick.
Yeah. Well,
That is quick.
Man of Tomorrow is supposed to come out on July 9th. So
Of 2027.
yeah, yeah. So DC is wrapping up right here. And if anyone thinks it's going away, you're wrong. You can keep coping, but it doesn't mean you're right. So let us know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Now,
Yeah.
this is something that
Oh gosh. Oh, here it comes. Here it comes, everybody.
I wasn't born yet for the VHS days, so I'm gonna let you take over this. How were VHS
Are you insinuating I'm old?
by a few
Okay, well,
years?
first off, everybody loved VHS tapes, especially when you had to like get it and rewind them.
Oh yeah.
I mean, look, here's the thing.
How many times did you rent it from Blockbusters and not rewind them and you had to pay an extra fee?
No, I used to rewind them. That was
Uh,
like something I loved. Like as a kid, like you could either double click it and it would go super, super fast, or you could click it like the one time and it would go and you'd see it like go backwards, basically. It was so cool. I love VHS tapes. The other thing too is if I remember correctly, VHS tapes had good sound quality to them. Bless you. One second. Had uh, I think they do have good sound quality.
I don't
Oh yeah,
did they have
they
Dolby
have
Atmos? They had Dolby Atmos?
no. So it says VHS has surprisingly good CD-like sound quality thanks to its hi-fi stereo audio system. Um, Basically, how the tape is done, that they have really good sound quality to them.
Hmm.
So I just remember, you know, I just remember, watching them and they were good. So um,
Well,
I just remember. Oh, go ahead.
oh
Sorry.
well, I was letting you finish, but what I was trying to get into is like the reason why we are talking about this because lately there's been a spike in some form of physical media, like VHS tapes, because last year Alien Romulus came out and they did a VHS edition for the film. Did you see that? I think we talked about it on the podcast. I don't know I might have mentioned it. I don't know if it was like a topic, but. So there's some form of market out there for that, and I wanted actually that VHS, but I never ended up getting it. But
You should buy one.
yeah, well, I'm gonna head to Walmart and start buying a VHS player because that's why we're talking about this. So Walmart is selling
Ooh,
VHS
okay.
players. That's very interesting. I would never have thought of that because that's like I came across this like thread and went to the Walmart website and they're selling VHS for like $150. And so I don't
So
know.
here's the thing. VHS has been expensive as of late. There are people that prefer them. I know for a
Because they're
fact that
rare,
I
isn't
still,
it? Is because they're rare to
yeah,
find.
I
So
I think so. I know that my grandparents still have like a pretty cool number of, excuse me, VHS tapes.
yeah.
I know that we have a bunch of the original Disney ones, so I think they're pretty incredible.
So
Big fan.
you got like the Leo and Stitch one where it's still an oven or whatever or like a dryer where Leo climbs in and it's not a weird edit and it's like a cubby instead.
I genuinely do not remember that in any capacity.
You don't remember
I was just
Disney
saying,
editing that?
no.
Yeah, Disney. Like if you
Um,
go to Disney Plus right now and or you look up like original Leo and Stitch or you have like the Blu-ray or whatever. In the original one, it was like a washer that Leo climbed into to hide from her sister when they were like, introducing her as a character. Now in the Disney Plus version, it's a cubby because Disney thought it wasn't safe or wasn't like, child friendly in some form. Like another point negative to Disney.
Disney's too busy doing weird stuff.
They were too
They're
busy
very
trying to figure out how to
strange.
bring back that Acolyte. Fine.
I was thinking the frozen head of Walt. But that too, act light. You can throw that in there.
I
So,
I don't know if
but
Walt would like what Disney has become. I think he would hate it.
Walt would probably see, wow, money. No, I'm just kidding. Who knows, honestly. Disney's doing their own stuff. But yes, no, VHS tapes, excuse me, they're very incredibly cool. I have quite a few that I very much enjoy. And it's one of those things where, you look and you're like, I'm glad I really have these. Like I genuinely like VHS tapes. So,
Yeah.
yeah, no,
Well,
I think it's
I
kind of
mean,
cool. I think, if you get into them, I think that's incredible. So I hope that you continue to do so.
yeah, I mean, like if head down to your local Walmarts, buy them while they are still there. I don't know. The thing that brings the question that comes to my mind is like, where did this come from? Why is Walmart suddenly just now selling these?
I think there's a desire to have, more physical. We talked about this. I think
Well,
there's a
yeah.
desire to have just more.
Well, and
It's
next
also like,
the next topic or the next question of like the episode will be more into what that is.
well, and to kind of give one more like kind of answer context or wrap up, it's kind of like, why do people like records when CDs existed, or when MP3 exists, or I think people just like the idea of having something like that, and it's very
Yeah.
nostalgic.
Well,
And
isn't it true that
um
vinyl actually sounds better than most actual stuff now these days?
yeah, I think a lot of things sound better, because you think about it, you don't have to, there's no loss. Whereas, like, if I were to download it or play it over Wi-Fi, um yeah,
Yeah. Well,
you
that's
know
that's why a lot of digital things now these days, especially with electric cars, it's like they try to still make it sound like was it with the recent Mustang where they added speakers into it to give it that sound of an engine. Really, it's just all electrical and there's actually no engine, and people hate it. It's like, well, we're trying to still please you, but at the same time, good
but not
environment.
give you what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You
not give you what you want.
you want healthy environment, right? No, I don't care about the environment if I'm buying a sports car. Um,
Oh, I do. I'm
well,
just
yeah,
kidding. No, I
but
mean, I
you don't
love,
buy a sports car for the, like the electricalness or anything. You buy it because it's a stick shift gasoline machine, and
yeah.
so. But I don't know what there. I think we're losing some value in some stuff. Some things some things should stay as it is, and so.
Hmm.
But yeah, let us know your guys' thoughts. Are you going to go rushing down to your Walmart and buying a VHS? Um, if I can find
I'm
some,
going to Target. No, I'm
yeah,
just kidding.
yeah. Let's boycott Walmart. A bunch of weirdos. A bunch of weirdos actually do go to Walmart. So no offense, but
Everybody hates Walmart. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah. I mean, like I if I had VHS tapes, I would get one. But I need to start getting VHS tapes first. But anyway,
Yeah.
let us know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Moving on to this question of the episode: is streaming or physical media the better choice? Well, clearly,
Ooh. Uh,
uh,
Austin could not resist asking this question, everybody. Obviously.
I want to prove a point. I just bought this. It just came in today. Days of Thunder, Tom Cruise. I think most of my movies are Tom Cruise films now. Thinking about it.
Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. Bro, just ordered all of Tom Cruise.
Yeah, I should hang out with him. He'll make me feel taller because he's like 5'4". Get it? Uh,
Oh my goodness.
so I don't know, but yeah. So clearly we know my answer, but I don't hate streaming. There's things about it I like. Um, like because when I come home from a long day, sometimes I'm like, yeah, I don't want to really try to search whatever to watch. I'll throw on Seinfeld on Netflix. That's the problem with streaming though. I would watch something I've already seen 1,000 times like Seinfeld. So
Yeah.
I don't that doesn't take a lot of effort, but that's how I treat streaming. It's like I don't really want to take the effort, so I'm just gonna click something real quick, and if I fall asleep or I watch it, either one is fine. So that's how I treat it. So it has its
Yeah.
perks, but as a consumer, as someone who doesn't want to like be like, fuck, what? Uh, hmm. Indiana Jones, The Dial of Destiny. Actually, no, that's a terrible choice.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Love Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
I don't like I don't know, Halloween or something like that. Its license is ending on Netflix. Now I can't watch it anywhere because there's no other place to where watch it, or it's on a different streaming service that I don't own. Oh, guess what?
Yeah.
I have Halloween right here. I don't have to worry
Oh
about
my
that.
goodness.
And so, that's like
Okay.
that's a good thing to have. At least that's how I view it.
Are you ready for my opinion?
Yeah, you're gonna be like, I don't care.
No, I'm gonna say I absolutely love the idea of physical media, but I'm gonna have to go with streaming. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No,
Well, right now with your
I
travels, streaming is your go-to thing. So,
yeah, I mean, just to bring awareness to people, I travel quite consistently for work. So, for me, it doesn't logically make sense. I'm not gonna, carry with me
it's
86,000
like like your
DVDs.
briefcase. Like you have one for your clothes, and actually you have one of like 50 physical movies, and actually you have like a Blu-ray
Yeah,
player in there.
if I'm only gonna carry one thing, I'm gonna carry books. So, um,
See, that can be
I
digital. That's all fine. I don't care.
see. No, 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 no. I love physical books. There's nothing better than holding a book
I get
in your
distracted.
hand.
I get
Yeah.
distracted too easily with a book. It's like
Oh,
I drew like I need something reading it to me.
yeah. No, I don't, if that's your thing, that's your thing. But I think physical media looks great. Similar to how you have your like I would say your media that you love that you have, consistently in this, in these videos. I love that you can see your physical media. That's something that Netflix will never be able to replicate is
No.
they won't oh wow.
It's a kind of cool cover.
Wow.
I hate the cover, but I like it because but I don't like the scratch. It's like almost like a Blackbird board. It's ugh.
Yeah, the blackboard noise. Yeah,
Yeah.
but like you have a really cool like you've used media as like a part of decoration and
I
it's
get the
more
ladies.
it truly is an art form. I love that. um Ladies, if you love movies, I'm just saying. And so it truly is recognizing that movies are more than just something I throw on or whatever. It truly is art. And I think that it recognizes that when it's in a physical when it's in a physical form.
Mm.
It's difficult because how can you rationalize additional waste, i.e., more discs or more, covering and plastic wrap and all these different things. You know,
Yeah.
like you said, there's pros and cons to everything. I'm I actually think I would lean more on the physical media side. And the
Well,
only reason I
yeah.
say this is because last month I was watching a movie.
Hmm.
I was watching The Illusionist with one of my friends, and we were watching it on Disney Plus and or Hulu, excuse me, or
It's
whatever
Disney Plus
platform it is
Hulu
now.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that one. And it was August 31st, and we're in the middle of watching the movie, and then it was September 1st, and the movie like disappeared. Like we had paused it, and the movie had disappeared because it was leaving for that month and going to the next month. And I'm like, that is so stupid. I didn't even get to finish watching this movie.
Yeah, now you don't know how it
And
ends.
well, I mean, I've seen the movie before, so I
Oh.
was good. But like, I went and looked. It was like a $4 rental now instead of being free through Netflix.
Yeah.
So
And sometimes I don't get
yeah,
it. Like people like I don't mind paying the $4 every time to rent it. It's like, if you buy it just
no,
once, if you just
yeah.
buy it once, you don't have to ever do that again. So
Well, and an
if you're struggling
electric.
with money, that is the problem. Just to let you know. Um,
Well, and it's like $20 to buy one movie.
well, that
It's
too.
really not that.
And the people that want to say like I don't have the space for all the movies. It's like only buy like I'm gonna buy a lot more movies than most people. Even I have movies that I'm not really that I don't love in this collection. It's not really a good example, but I'm gonna show it off.
Yeah.
Right. Well, actually, no, this is a perfect example, but it's not a good movie. I have Jurassic World Dominion, but see the
That's a
thing.
great movie. Are
Uh,
you kidding me? That's a
yeah,
negative 10 out of a billion.
exactly. See, but here's the thing. I started collecting the Jurassic movies, and so it's like, well, I own the most of them. Might as well finish the set. Well, I don't have Rebirth, so I'll eventually have to get that on a discount. Um,
Oh gosh, that movie is terrible. Oh,
I rather watch that one over Dominion, though. I
wow. That's saying a lot.
yeah.
Wow.
And so,
The one thing I will say, the good news about having physical media is when it's a sucky movie, I can run it over or catch it on fire.
or you can use
So
that.
that's another good thing about
Yeah, you can do that. Use it as a coaster. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are doing that with Snow White. You know, it's like
it.
it's like
That and 355, they're
yeah.
just, putting all of the different.
I might actually start doing that. Just start buying terrible films and just using them as a coaster. And actually, like, and whenever people come visit, like, all right, do you want a coaster for that? For that, yeah. And pull out Snow White, 355, Jurassic World Rebirth. It's like there you go. Great idea.
That's a great idea.
I might make that into my own product right there. So
Yeah.
I patent
Leftover
it.
movies into
Yeah.
coasters. That
Eh,
would be pretty funny.
yeah. And actually what you could do is also like when you open up, double coaster. There you go. It's like that
Here.
one episode about when Kramer comes up with the idea of a coffee book about coffee tables and all that.
Oh,
So
yeah. Let me see. Let's see. Snow White movie DVD.
yeah, how
Let's see
much
how
is
much it
that?
is. Holy crap, it's $15.02. No way.
Are they that desperate? Like, please buy me. Please buy me.
$15. What a waste of money.
Well,
You can
that's
get a
that
Blu-ray for
well that
$15.02.
well that's cheaper than most 4K movies. Now, like 4K movies are usually like $30. Um, yeah, it's it's kind of
Oh, heck
ridiculous.
no.
But my point being is that like me as someone like I'm gonna go out and buy Jurassic World Dominion so then I can complete my collection. But most of you won't because we probably both agree that that movie is terrible, right? Right?
Yeah. Yes.
The one person that's like I actually own it, I like it. It's like get
Um,
help. Go see
what
a
if
therapist.
I can buy the wannabe Snow White for $2.59?
Is that the Once Upon a Time Snow White? Is that the one that you're talking about?
No, I have no idea.
You
Did
know, it's
that movie
fun.
ever even come out?
No, well, that's a TV show. That TV show with where they had all the Snow White, all the fantasy Disney characters in one
Yeah, yeah.
town. You know what's funny about that? Like, I think Disney was like doing like this like princess like union thing, like reunion thing. They didn't have Rachel Zegler's Snow White there. They had the Snow White from that show there, which is funny. That just shows how much Disney's like, we messed up. We messed up really bad with the Snow White film. So, yeah. So if you're someone that's like, I don't really want to buy all that stuff, only buy the ones that you love. You might really just like the only own the Mission Impossible films. Who knows? But at least you have it because Paramount Plus might go away. It will definitely go away. But, you know, it's something to have just in case. I promise you it's either Paramount Plus or Peacock going away. Maybe both.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's kind of the question of the episode. Um, yeah. Um, we'll talk about physical media in another 3 months, about how important it is because it's like every once in a while I keep bringing it up. But so let us know your guys' thoughts. Let me know which one you prefer, and if you do prefer physical media, which films would you own? Now we're moving on to Carson's
Ooh, ooh,
segment.
ooh, ooh. 355 Jurassic Park Rebirth. I'd also really enjoy. No, I'm just
It's
kidding. I'm kidding. Okay.
like I actually own
Uh,
them right now. Here they are.
wow, what a waste of money. You might as well just burn it
I
in one
got it
of
for
those.
free. Actually, you know what?
You might as well just burn it in one of those new
This might
cryptocurrency
upset
token
this might
things
upset
that
a couple
is.
of people. Last of Us season two. I don't hate this season, but I also don't love it either. So, there's that. Um, no.
Mm.
But moving on to this is Carson's reviews. You only have one thing to review, right? Just
Yeah, and the reason that I'm going to review it is because it's so new and so good. It Look, everybody, um, I am going to do the best review ever.
mm,
Snow White. No, I'm just
yeah.
kidding. Um, no, so recently, because we're almost in October, everybody knows October has a bunch of Halloween shows. It basically, it underscores and it's basically something in which we kind of have, stuff about zombies or ghosts or ghouls, etc. So I chose to do Marvel Zombies. So Marvel Zombies released its season one, episode one, two, three, and four. So they released four episodes as of September 24th, 2025. Now keep in mind we're just a few days past that, in September 30th. Um, More or less, I don't want to give up too much information because I know that it is still relatively new. But um, I really liked it. It was mature, which I thought was fascinating for a Marvel. It was fascinating, very gory. My goodness, it was like how Multiverse of Madness was kind of gory during that fight when,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
But
I
everything
mean it
else
was gory
sucked.
for Marvel. Yeah,
Yeah.
this was like gory, gory, gory. Like I actually was impressed. It felt like one of those I'm trying to think of it felt like
Was
one of
it
those
was it
animes where
was it rated MT? Like was it like the adult, like did it say like not really for kids type of stuff? Like
it's
rating?
TVMA.
That's
It's
yeah.
TVMA.
Yeah. So it's yeah, it's
It's
basically rated R.
intense. Yeah, it's intense. I very much liked it. You
Well,
follow oh, go ahead.
oh, I was gonna ask like what was the story? Like what did it like you're about to go into it. I was like what was like really the focal
Yeah.
point?
So more or less the focal point is, zombies have invaded. There was a what if season episode about this. It touches into that. Do you
Is it
remember that? Did you
yeah,
watch?
I did watch that episode. Is it in the same timeline as that or is it completely new?
It's within the same timeline. So if you
Okay.
remember at the ending of it, you had Spider-Man,
Hmm.
you had the head of Ant-Man and
I don't know how he's
Wakanda.
still alive.
They're heading into Wakanda. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was part of it. And so I don't want to give away too much, but
So basically, you have to go watch
more or
that
less,
episode to understand this, or no?
not necessarily no. I think it would be a good lead in or a good tie in.
Hmm.
But it's really good. And the ending, I would say, is a little bit of a twist. It's a little unexpected. Well, I don't want to say unexpected. I knew that something was
So the full
coming along
season's
those
out.
lines.
Like it's only four episodes.
Yeah,
Okay.
all four episodes are
How
out.
long
Yep,
are
yep, yep,
they?
yep, yep. I think they're like 33 to 37 minutes apiece. So you get like two
They,
hours of
they could
viewing.
have released it as a movie. Like how?
Honestly, they probably could have.
Imagine that, like a rated R Marvel animation movie about zombies.
Hmm.
That would have done
Hmm.
well in theaters, actually. Because
Yeah.
I guarantee this wasn't a big budget. I guarantee if I
I
look,
don't know how much it
I
was.
can look it up.
Yeah, find it. IGN gave it an 8 out of 10. It's sitting at like a solid 7.7 out of 10 on IMDb at the time, which I was looking the other day. It's pretty good. I was actually
It
really
had a
impressed.
150 to a $200 million budget. So that's pretty expensive for an animation.
Are we sure? That sounds really
That's
expensive.
what Google says.
Oh, I don't think Google's right. Well, didn't Acolyte have a $200 million budget? You're telling me that was the same amount of money as Acolyte?
Well, that just shows how poor they were bad at it.
Oh.
So I don't give Acolyte that much credit. besides one fight scene. Um, Animated project had a net spending of approximately $17.7 million as of June 2023. I don't know what that means. You're telling me a budget of 150 to 200 and actually approximate spending. Or is that talking about per
Yeah.
that still doesn't make any sense if it's per episode because it's only 4 episodes. Okay, let's just say if it's $150 million, it's still a freaking expensive freaking animation film. That would have made its money back
Yeah.
because I think
Uh,
people would have.
what Whatever it is, the Marvel Zombies was felt like genuinely. I very much enjoyed it. I would have given it an 8 out of 10. I think the thing that's really good is you see a bunch of characters that you really enjoy. Um, yeah, like. I don't know. I don't know. It was just really interesting. I love.
What are some of the sequences in it? Like, try to
Yeah.
describe a
So
sequence without spoilers.
okay. Well, Spider-Man's in it, and
Mhm.
this. It's not necessarily a giveaway because it was in What If. So if you haven't
Okay,
seen What If yet,
let me ask you this. Is it Tom Holland or is it the Spider-Man from the animated Spider-Man that we just got? Like voice actor.
oh, I don't know who the voice actor is. I didn't pay attention.
I wonder if it's the same
But
voice actor. But
whoever it is did an excellent job. You have Spider-Man like ripping off zombies' heads, which was in the trailer.
hmm.
You have Thanos in it. And so you have Thanos more or less is one of the zombies. You follow Blade is the avatar of Khonshu. So um, Blade is in it, and Blade is excellent. Um, yeah, I it's really interesting to me because the trailer did I thought the trailer did it really good justice. And you see like the red eyes and stuff, and everything about it is very good. Um, you see Captain America is just basically like a head. Um, yeah, you really have to watch it. Some of the sequences are gory. Oh my goodness. Like you're like, oh, this person's gonna die, and then they die, and it's like, dang, that is
It's the
a
same actor, a voice actor that did the Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
okay.
So
Oh,
that
well, that's good to know.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like it's good. And yeah, no,
It's funny that
I
you get Mahershala Ali's Blade in animation, but you can't make a movie for him.
oh, his animation, it's good. Blade was one of my favorite characters in this show.
So they
The
can
one
do
thing that
that,
I
but they can't do a movie for him.
yeah, go figure. The one thing that I was a little disappointed by is the main character is Miss Marvel.
Oh.
Not my favorite.
I like the actor, but I feel bad for her though. It's just not that interesting of a
Mhm.
character.
Yeah, let's see. So, Simu Liu is Shang-Chi, Haley
Hmm.
Steinfeld is Hawkeye, Florence Pugh. Like
They
they
have
have some
all
pretty
Yeah, they have like the original actors playing their roles, which is interesting. I'm curious why they don't got Tom Holland doing the voice acting. Is it just Stony contracts, maybe?
I wonder if it has to do with that too.
Because they get literally everyone else besides Spider-Man, besides Tom Holland Spider-Man. Because they have like Chris Evans kind of voicing Captain America in that as well, and next to Robert Downey Jr. voicing Tony Stark.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's just an interesting. Let me see. I'm trying to look.
Would you
Um,
say this is like the best animation that you've seen in a very long time? Like, how is the actual animation part? Is it still that kind of like two-dimensional animation, like that weird?
yeah, it looks like What If. It's very
Okay.
similar to What If. There's a fight scene between Blade, um, between Blade and I don't want to give away who. It was so good. Like I don't know how long it took to animate, but it was good. It was great. And I think it was on episode. two, episode two or episode three,
Hmm.
but it was really good. Um, yeah. Uh, I'm trying to see.
Isn't what if
I'm trying to see.
isn't what if trying to tie into the main MCU a bit? Is does this tie in a way, or is it just this one-off thing?
I think it's just a one-off thing, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, because what if is trying to connect in a way to what's going on right now with the multiverse, and so I'm curious if they are trying, because this is the problem with with the Marvel stuff right now is that there is no stakes at all. There's no tension leading up to Doomsday because because one, they messed up Kang, and next they decided to throw away Kang, and so it's like I don't know. I'm curious to see like they need to start setting things up and teasing Doom in a way, and so but
Yeah. No, I would highly recommend if anybody's interested. I would highly recommend them to watch it. It's very good. It's very interesting, and overarchingly, I was very impressed,
yeah.
honestly. So
All right. Well, that's Carson's reviews. Let us know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Moving on to this next topic, which is Avatar Fire and Ash's second trailer. I gotta say, I did like the first trailer. I think it was a pretty decent trailer, but the second one, very underwhelming. It does not
really,
get
why do?
I don't, it doesn't, we really don't learn anything new. Like, it doesn't really give us any form of new information besides what we already kind of speculate, where that the fire avatar, that like the fire tribe joining the
Yeah,
humans. And next, what will probably happen is that the fire tribe's like, the humans are actually bad. So we're gonna actually turn on them and join our main leads, our heroes, to defeat them for this film. And next, we're gonna go off our separate ways and hate each other still. That's what this
yeah.
film.
I wasn't a fan of it.
But they
It
did
just doesn't make
also,
any sense.
yeah, and they also one new thing that they did drop in this trailer is that at some point Spider's mask gets broken. So, which it takes away the whole entire attention of the original trailer, where you see his mask get broken. So you're like, oh no, he can't breathe. Does he die? No, he doesn't die. Because apparently humans can breathe on this planet now, on Pandora. So that becomes a
Yeah, I
tension
did.
point.
There's a lot of things where I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense to me. So,
And like another thing that was spoiled in like an article where like what's his name, the bad guy, the main bad guy of the film, the past two films, why am I blanking his name? um
oh, I don't know.
Well,
I genuinely don't
whatever
know.
that guy's name is, James Cameron came out and said like, yeah, he's gonna be the villain until, Avatar 5. I'm like, okay, so you spoiled that he's gonna die in this film and not gonna die in this film. All right, then why? I was like, why are we
Yeah.
spoiling these things, Cameron? And so I don't know. I'm still looking forward to Avatar Fire and Ash. But this trailer just didn't really do much. It didn't really reveal much, and the stuff that it was revealed, it's like, wait, what? Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Or
there's
already predicted. And so,
there's a few things that I'm like, why, like, this didn't make any sense, or like, I don't understand that. But we're starting to see, I would say, some of that fallout um from that. And what I always say is like the James Cameron portion, like, I look, I like James Cameron. I'm interested to see, like, why is it that we have the, this, I don't know. It's weird. I like
do
some of
we?
the things that it's almost feel like he's retconned some of his own source material. It's bizarre.
Well, he does that in with all his films. Oh, in some ways, like Terminator, he retcons, like he reboots that franchise after two so many times. He even did that with well, he said he didn't want to touch aliens anymore because he thought it's like, yeah, everything's been done with that. So that's the only franchise he never wants to come back to for some odd reason. Um,
Yeah.
but I don't know. it's just like, can we move on, James Cameron? I get it. I like Avatar, but at least the second one, I didn't enjoy the first one that much.
Oh, he's gonna make he's gonna
He
make a
has
few
like 10
more.
scripts. He has like 10 of these films. And I'm just like, dude, three is good enough. It's like we don't need I
Yeah,
which brings up the question, does this one make more than the last film? Does this become the lowest grossing one in the franchise?
genuinely, I don't know.
Because it
Does it?
I think it will still make $1 billion because it comes out during the holidays. People are gonna be like, "What do you want to go see?" Not Acolyte
Yeah,
season two.
no, they're gonna come out and see it.
So I think it will still make $1 billion. I don't know if it will make more than the last one.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my thoughts on the whole territory. God dang it. Yeah.
No, I mean, no, I mean you're not wrong. There's like a weird. Will people go see that? I don't know. I hope not. You always see weird stuff, honestly.
Wow. They didn't go see Snow White, so there's some goodness. There's some hope in this world. Um, but then they went out and saw Leo and Stitch, so that immediately lost that hope.
Oh my
Uh,
goodness, that's hilarious.
but yeah, and yeah, let us know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. There's not really much to talk about besides that there is a second trailer. I'm hoping that there's more to it than what the trailer is giving off. I feel like we've already seen the whole movie, um, for a 3 hour and 12-minute movie. I don't know how you can do that for a 2 minute trailer. But yeah, let us know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Leave it on to this.
Yeah.
Star Wars Mandalorian Grogu dropped its teaser trailer,
Oh
and
yeah.
I felt nothing. I felt
Wait,
absolutely
you didn't.
I felt absolutely nothing while watching this trailer. And mostly it also just looks like Mandalorian season four.
Okay, I'll agree with that. It did feel like Mandalorian season four.
It didn't feel like a
Uh,
movie. It felt like it like I thought you're making it into a movie, and next you're gonna get a more of a budget and you're gonna do more than with the volume. It just seems like this film is made in the volume, and I'm getting sick and tired of the volume. It's a cool um technology to use, but they're Disney with Star Wars is overusing it. They're overdoing it.
yeah,
And you can just tell like in certain scenes that this is not real. It just looks fake. And so I thought they were gonna do it more like Andor style, where like they'll go out, make real
yeah,
sets. Because guess what? Why Andor is getting so much praise? Not only it's people are interested in the story, it's that they're actually going out and filming. The one thing bring it back to James Gunn in a way, James Gunn is filming most of his stuff out in the real world. Like, like there's leaks coming out about um Clayface, which that's the third film after Man of Tomorrow. It's fourth, the next Batman versus Super, like the Batman film. So we're and James Gunn's like, yeah, we will save a lot more money to do it for real than paying all these special effects artists. Doesn't mean he doesn't like special effects artists or anything. He doesn't want to utilize them. He doesn't want to overdo it and make it look fake. Now, for granted, some scenes of Superman looked terrible because of his cinematographer, but the side note. But so but Disney's just not realizing that.
yeah. Somebody said somehow Razor Crest returned. I
Oh
thought that
yeah,
was so funny.
his ship returns and his gun returns.
Yeah,
His gun
somebody
was on the
said
ship that exploded and which was incinerated in season three.
I can't wait to watch this on my phone in my car on my lunch break. I'm just glad Pedro Pascal is safe. I was starting to worry after not seeing him in a movie for a week.
Well, he wasn't even really in this. He's actually not really even in the movie. He's just voice acting. He's not even on set.
Somebody said somebody said Grogu is definitely doing things in this movie.
Yeah. Don't you think people are getting sick and tired of Grogu? Even though he's cute,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah,
like it feels like they're trying to use the Mandalorian like they did back in 2000, was it 19 when the first season came out? where like they're trying to save the universe, they're trying to reboot it in a way, not reboot it, but they're trying to refreshen it. And that's what Mandalorian was there for. It was a refresher and it was good. They're trying to create that spark again, but for theatrical releases. That's what this feels like, but
Yeah.
done worse this time around. And so,
Well, somebody wrote they ran out of money even for the name of the film.
well, I think they're trying to go with that old cartoon, like, cereal box type of style that George Lucas was always known for, like with Indiana Jones and all that. Because Mandalorian was based off of like the old Western stuff, and so that's what this is trying to be in that way. So I get the joke, but I have to point that out for some people that don't know that. But yeah, I just don't care. And this trailer is just awful. This is not even a good trailer.
Yeah,
It's just like
it's not.
it just seems like a bunch of moments stitched together for a trailer. It's like none of the moments actually connect with one another. They don't seem like that doesn't give anything away what this movie's about. Like there's nothing to actually
Well,
grasp
it
on.
definitely feels like an extension of the TV show.
That's all it is.
Why is that
I
what we're
don't
watching
I
now?
don't think it's gonna do very well. Do we think it's gonna even break 500?
No. Maybe. Eh,
I don't
probably
like what
probably.
what is even the budget for this film? 150?
They spend so much money on their. I bet you the marketing budget alone is probably going to be crazy, honestly.
Well, that's tax write-off, so that doesn't really matter. But
Yeah.
um I just don't. I just don't care. I'm kind of sick of The Mandalorian, especially after season three. Season three was just so bad. It's just
Yeah.
I don't know. Eh,
No, it looks boring. I'm sorry.
I
It just
This
does.
film's
It's
not,
just lame.
it's also not going to be it's not going to be 2 hours long. It's not going to, I guarantee it's going to be around an hour and 30 minutes or an hour 40 minutes. So it's not going to be a long movie either. It's kind of just going to be
Yeah.
like, here's a side adventure with Mando and Grogu type of movie to maybe set up Thrawn, but also Thrawn sucks in this version of Star Wars from Ahsoka. Like, this is a terrible Thrawn. Like, Thrawn in the book is a fucking murderer.
Yeah.
He's basically Hitler for Star Wars. He's the Hitler of Star Wars. And so and this is not Hitler. We have to Disneyify it. So um but yeah,
I would feel like the Emperor is evil, like evil of Star Wars, but
well no, but Thrawn is actually going out doing the Emperor's dirty work and actually killing. Like I think doesn't the Emperor kill younglings? Like doesn't he kill kids? Not the Emperor, sorry.
yeah,
Thrawn. Doesn't
they
he
all
kill
kill. Yeah, they're
Well, yeah,
evil.
but doesn't
Evil.
but doesn't Thrawn go way farther than Darth Vader and the Emperor? I remember details that he's just way worse than both of those. And yet Disney's just like, he's smart, I guess. We don't know what to do with them.
Thrawn is just cold and calculated.
Yeah.
He does things without emotion. He just removes emotion from
Yeah.
how he does
But
things.
but
So
then they make him stupid in Ahsoka. It's like I need these witches to do my work for me. It's like I can't outthink Ahsoka. And
yeah.
without a quick line like, I knew you're Anakin's Padawan, so that's how I outthink you. It's like, oh, okay. All right. That's a quick one-liner for you to explain everything instead of showing us how you're smart. But yeah, I don't like Star Wars is just something I don't care about anymore at this point.
Oh,
I'm
sad
burnt
Star
out.
Wars.
Well, see, I'm not only burnt out by the community. The community is just toxic as hell. You can't pick either. You can't pick a side. Like there's the George Lucas side, which will hate anything Disney related. Next, you got the Disney side, which will hate anything that you don't agree with them. It's like bring us the Acolyte. Acolyte suck, guys. Sorry. Um, but yeah, I don't. It's like you can't. There's nothing really to get hype about around Star Wars. Now there is this one project which we'll talk about, which could re-spark Star Wars. But what they're doing,
Yeah.
but what Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni is doing, I don't care anymore. I really don't. And so it's like it's time to forget about the Skywalkers and any form of connections to the Skywalkers and move away from that. Just time to move away from it. And so that's my thoughts. Yeah.
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 No, I agree.
Okay. Well, anyway, guys, let us know your guys' thoughts on that. Moving on to this. So we did get a first look at Star Wars Starfighter.
Starfighter.
This,
Starfighter.
until we see more about this,
Looks
I'm looking, I'm,
this
I
looks
hope,
like something.
yeah, I wish this was the first film to come out after what, 7 years since we got a Star Wars movie in theaters instead of The Mandalorian. That's another thing. It's like the reason why I'm not looking for The Mandalorian. It's like it's been 7 years since we've had a Star Wars film, and that's the movie that we're getting first.
Yeah, that's I agree. Yep.
And so it should be something like this, something completely new, Star Wars Starfighter, which I, I like Ryan Gosling. I like Sean Levy. Like I think they're both talented people. And if they can bring some form of new light to Star Wars and bring some new fun, this could be a fun film. And until we see a little bit more, because we only seen a picture posted on Instagram. That's like just one picture of them on the beach, or no, not on the beach, like in the middle of the ocean, which makes me curious. Like, why are they in the middle of the ocean? How did they get there? Are they like on a water planet? Like, what do you take away from this?
Uh yeah. I just see it as like um I just see it as one. I'm viewing it. This sounds really weird. I think it's going to be like a hot shot movie,
Hot
honestly.
shot?
Yeah,
Like,
like I think it's
he,
gonna.
like he's like kind of a scoundrel type of character, Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, that's the vibe that I would get from it.
Yeah,
I almost put it in like Top Gun Star Wars.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that would be cool. I would like we were supposed to get that Rogue Squadron film. I don't know if that's still happening or not with Patty Jenkins. Does she even still get work? Does she even after Wonder Woman 84, is she even still recommended in Hollywood? I don't know. But yeah, I guess like a Top Gun Star Wars film would be cool. And so I don't know. There's not really much to talk about, but it does. This is the one thing that can save Star Wars, and I'm very curious to see more when we get to see where things go with that. Any other thoughts or?
No, I'm just interested to see kind of how everything plays out. We haven't gotten much, so I'm curious. I'm curious if this will be better than Mandalorian and Grogu, honestly.
Hmm. So let us know your guys' thoughts. It's definitely going to probably be better than Mandalorian Grogu, but yeah, let us know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Moving on to this topic, do you want to lead us into this one?
Yeah, no. So this is weird to me. This is actually concerning.
Hmm.
So there was a Marvel movie that was previously expected before Avengers Secret Wars. However, the release date disappeared and they put a Simpsons movie in its place.
I didn't even know that we were
So
getting a Simpson movie until this.
yeah, it's really weird. I didn't either, and it was way in advance. So it looks like it's going to be around the July 23rd, 2027 mark, which is interesting because, we talked about how
Was this supposed to
Superman
be
was coming
Blade's
out on,
release date? Like this, the
oh
20th.
gosh, not Blade.
Oh,
Um,
poor
I know it
Mahershala
kind of
Ali. He's
sucks.
over on the set of Jurassic World Rebirth. Like, can I play Blade now? I can't believe I'm reading this
Yeah,
garbage shit.
yeah.
And so,
So I,
what do you
yeah,
think?
it's just
What do you think the movie was? Like, was it
I
going to
don't
be a
know.
movie? Were they going to do like an Ant-Man and a Wasp situation, or was it going to be something that would lead it, like be between both films? Like, it takes place between battle, like on Battle Earth, that what leads to Secret Wars and all that.
Yeah,
I'm curious. Like, I don't if we don't get a Marvel film after Doomsday that isn't Secret Wars, I don't think we'll ever know what this film was going to be.
I don't know. I'm interested to see. Yeah, we'll see. what happens. So,
It's just funny that they
um,
give it to a Simpsons movie. Like this is just a bit random, and it's not only just a Simpsons movie. It's the Simpsons movie 2. Was there a first one? When was there a first one?
um, I'm trying to think when
Was that like
that was a
five?
while ago,
Was it like
wasn't
8 years ago?
I feel like it was a long time ago.
Simpsons. No, not The Strangers Chapter 2. Fuck that movie. Um, The Simpsons movie. 2007. I don't remember that being that long ago. Really? We're doing a sequel to a. So I guess now we've gotten that desperate in Hollywood that we have to do a sequel 20 years later for a Simpsons movie.
Um,
I
let's
guess
see. I'm seeing if I can find it.
it was from 2007.
Oh, wow. That's forever ago.
I don't what why? I mean like I guess they can do whatever they want because Simpsons doesn't really have a cohesive story. It's almost like Family Guy. It's just random events every episode. So I guess I don't know. But does anyone still watch Simpsons?
I have no idea if they do.
Like, I don't even know if kids really, well, Simpsons is not really for kids, but young adults even watch that type of stuff. So, but if you I say read the article starting from the top and just kind of just reading whatever's like there. It's very short, so I want people to really understand like what this film could have been and the whole entire situation.
So it's just really weird how they even determined removing a film. And I was trying to do some research to see if I could find something, but
Well, the article
removing a
mentioned
film, putting a
uh
Simpsons film, like,
yeah. Well, this article suggested a couple of theories that it would have been Black Panther 3 or Doctor Strange 3. Some people thought maybe Shang-Chi 2. Um, but we know that Black Panther 3 and Doctor Strange 3 have been confirmed to be something
yeah,
that Marvel wants to do. But I expected Marvel to do Doctor Strange 3 a long time ago to set up Doomsday and all of that. That's the thing.
yeah.
That's just the problem right now with the MCU. It's like there's no setup. Or just kind of like, all right, well, Fantastic Four. Here's Doom. All right, Spider-Man. That's a streets film. All right, now Doomsday. Like he was just introduced 2 films ago. Yeah, wow, he's now he's the big villain. Yeah. Do you think they
So
really? Hmm.
1 second. Sorry, I'm reading this really quick.
Yeah.
Huh, weird. Um, I'm just uncertain. I don't know. The whole thing, however they did it, is kind of silly. I just they've moved so many of these Marvel dates recently that it's just dumb. So I just they messed up. They don't know how to plan things correctly. They're just doing anything and everything at this point, honestly.
I just think they need to get to Secret Wars and just reboot it. They need to reboot it real fast. Not fully reboot it, of course, but reboot a soft reboot so then we can just start fresh in a way. So then because the MCU gotten so big that it's just become so convoluted and it's like
Yeah,
it's time for a fresh start. And I think even after Secret Wars, I think we should have like maybe a 2 or 3 year break.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. No, I don't disagree.
because like
So
I don't this is like Marvel's like I'm more still interested in Marvel than Star Wars. Wouldn't you agree?
I think that Marvel just has more opportunity based on what they currently have.
Mm.
Um, it's
Because
not
if
that I don't like Star Wars. I just think that there's been more Marvel content.
yeah, and
Whereas Star Wars has just released, I don't even know what they're doing.
well, and it takes like them for 2 years to release one project that has no connection to anything. And so that's part of it as well. Because like what did we no, we got the Acolyte last year, right? I keep forgetting that that's what came out last year. So and next we get Andor this year. So it's like we get one Star Wars project, but yet and they don't release anything in theaters. And so it feels like we don't get anything, even though we are getting stuff. So yeah, I don't know what. So do you think it would have been Black Panther 3 or Doctor Strange 3?
Honestly, it could have been. I feel like a July release date is weird. Historically, those have usually been like Guardian of the Galaxy movies, I think, right? Made of July. And then they were also like Spider-Man movies,
Yeah.
except for the one that was in December. So I don't know. I know it would have been probably a singular character movie or like a group, but just really unfortunate, the whole thing.
Maybe Internals 2, because I feel like Internals 2 would have the bigger setup to what's going on. Like that's the thing. Like what's going on with I don't know. So I don't know. Let us know your guys' thoughts. This is just weird. Speaking of still Marvel stuff, so this is not movie related. It is a video game thing, but it still connects to Marvel, and this is something I am looking forward to. Marvel's Wolverine trailer reveal and gameplay. This looks like a ton of fun.
So
This
here's the thing. I wasn't impressed by the graphics,
it's
honestly.
I don't think it's like Spider-Man impressive graphics, but it still looks like like a ton of fun. Like the gore for a Wolverine game. Like I'm glad that they made it rated M because if it was PG-13, it would have been kind of like underwhelming for a Wolverine game. But hey, I think it looks a ton of fun. I'm curious what the story is going to be about. You know, you have Mystique also showing up in the game.
Yeah,
Do you think Spider-Man might make a cameo?
that would be so cool. I would
Like have like a Spider-Man
love.
Wolverine team up for like one mission or two and ex because you know what you could do is really you could have it be where like Peter Parker is going on vacation like you know that one time with the Spider-Man Morales game where he goes off with on vacation. You know what you could do is just tie it into that where he's on vacation and he has to help out at one point just because it's out of the goodness of his heart because it's something that he can't resist. You could do something like that if you want to really connect it, just as like a simple writing story connected. It doesn't have to be like a reason or anything. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, that would be kind of cool. I think they should just to say like to show to other people that this is the same universe because it is in the same universe. But I don't think people really understand it. At least I think it is. Didn't they say that Wolverine is in the same universe as Spider-Man?
Well, yeah, because they were going to use that in it. So yes, they
Okay.
are.
Yeah. Like, do you th like does it even though you weren't impressed by the graphics, do you think the gameplay at least looks fun?
I mean, look, I think that the gameplay itself looks interesting. I was just watching other videos on it because I was curious people's thoughts about it. Um, I, I'm not a huge
Fan?
like Marvel video game fan. No,
Yeah.
I like Marvel Rivals, but I think that's just because I like the game types and the characters.
Yeah.
But I mean, it looks interesting. It looks dark.
Yeah.
It kind of
And they're
has like a
staying
Red
true to
Dead.
the comics. He's 5'4" in this one. He's
He also looks very. It looks very Red Dead Redemption looking
well, didn't they get
almost.
the voice actor that is part of Red Douche? Like he has that kind
I
of I
didn't
don't
pay
know.
attention.
I forget what voice
Uh,
actor that is.
yeah, but whatever it is, it's interesting.
Yeah.
So,
I'm curious to
um,
see what more of the story is and what it is really about. But it looks like a ton of fun. It could be a lot of fun. Like next year for games for 2026 is going to be insane. Like you have Resident Evil 9 Requiem, you have GTA 6, you have like the Naughty Dog game, you have Wolverine, you have how I mean hell we'll talk about it in a second. Um but yeah, there's so many different games coming out next year that 2026 is going to be packed for video games. And I'm trying to get back into game reviews. Right now, I'm playing Silent Hill F.
Oh, how is that?
I'm only 2 hours in, and I'm not. I'm trying to give it the benefit of the doubt, but I'm not really feeling that like the 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 that people are giving it at the moment. But it looks amazing. It's graphically
Yeah.
impressive. But I think it's more taking that Resident Evil route, where it's like trying to introduce the franchise with new pe for new people. It doesn't really have any tie-ins to the previous games or anything. So it's trying to do like Resident Evil 7 in a way, I think, with that. I'm gonna have to play more of it to see where I feel about the story, but I feel like I already predicted the whole game. So we'll see.
I
But
mean, I would imagine that the game's pretty predictable based upon what we know about character growth and
isn't Silent
previous
Health
ones.
mostly just mental, like, mind, like
Yeah,
stuff? Yeah.
isn't that? I'm pretty sure it is. So I would imagine it would follow a same.
Formula.
Yeah,
At
that would
some
be
point
my
that just be
guess.
at some point it just becomes predictable, and it's like, okay, well, are the characters interesting? And so we'll see. I like the Japanese atmosphere of it. I think that's really cool and really good. So there's things I'm learning about the culture already. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. That's pretty neat. Okay, that's cool. So there's that to it. So maybe a lot of people are boosting that to in their grades a little bit higher. But we'll see my full thoughts. But yeah, so you be expecting a full review on that game. No spoilers or anything
I'm
like that, but be expecting a review on that game. Even Battlefield 6, I'll try to do a review for maybe Call of Duty Black Ops 7, but I could care less. Um it's, ugh, gross. So yeah.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I can't wait to watch it. I would be interested. I'm sure it'll be good.
Oh yeah,
So,
great. Lovely.
uh,
But yeah, let us know your guys' thoughts on the Wolverine trailer reveal and gameplay. I'm looking forward to this. I think it'll be a ton of fun. The next thing I'm really, really looking forward to. Do 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 do
I already
do.
knew. I
How
already knew that you're.
Halloween the game. So I think they revealed the trailer last month before when we were talking about our episode. But they did do a gameplay reveal. And so we're kind of just going to talk about it as a whole then. So this is made by the same people that did the Friday the 13th, the game. And I had a ton of fun playing that game, and I can't wait to see what they do with Halloween. And the gameplay looks a lot of fun, don't you think? Like, do you think it could be fun? Because it's like you get a story mode, you get a PvP mode, and the way that they describe how the gameplay will work, where if you're the account or like the babysitters or whatever, you're trying to rally the town to kill evil. Evil dies tonight. Oh, great, lovely. Um, anything to reference. Actually, speaking of how that film, I do.
I I think that honestly,
I
it
do.
looks.
Ugh.
I
See,
think honestly, it looks pretty good.
yeah. People are complaining
So
about Michael shape shifting, like invisible. I'm like, that's just gameplay. I don't get why we're complaining about that. It's not gonna
I think
happen.
it'll actually be good.
Well, like
Honestly,
people are complaining about it's like that's not how Michael works. That's not how it works in the movies. It's like it's not really connected to the movies, guys. It's just it's just an interpretation of how you think Michael disappears and can get around pretty quick. So, and if that's how
yeah.
it works, and if the gameplay really works well with it, then great. And people are trying to make a comparison of how how the gameplay feels to Friday the 13th. One, it's the same devs. Two, Michael did the sit up way before Jason. So there you go.
I was gonna say I was interested to see what you were gonna say about that.
Ugh,
Mm-mm-mm.
got too many movies in my shelf and I'm trying to shove it in there. All right, there we go. So yeah, I think this would be a ton of fun. I think it's way too soon though for this reveal because one, we have to wait a year for this game. And I don't know how much marketing you can do for a Halloween game. I think it'll still do really well because it's Halloween. Um, but I think the hype will slowly start dying off before its release date. because like how much can you mark this game? Like I don't know what you could really do unless they start pushing like a story campaign with the marketing. But again, is it really a story or is it just like a single player story where you could go either way and it doesn't really matter what you do? It's not really a true story. So I'm curious to see what they do, what that's all about as well.
I I like the idea of the player versus player. I think that'll
Yeah,
be the best game mode by far.
I think that's what
Story
people
modes
mostly
are
will play.
fun. Yeah, story modes are fun, but it's not what I'm most interested in. I thought that it was a pretty, Halloween isn't my favorite, but I thought that the trailer itself was actually really good.
Yeah.
Can I see myself playing this game? I don't know if I would like, I don't have a lot of free time, so I don't know if I go out of the way to play it, but I
Yeah.
could definitely see it being super popular.
Yeah. I mean, like if you did play it, how
So,
often do you think and if you end up like how often do you think you would play it if you had the time to play it? Would it overtake Marvel
um,
Rivals?
no, I don't think so.
No.
No, there's
That's
no way.
fair. But I think this will give a lot of people of like playability who likes the Friday the 13th the game because people were like really upset with what happened with that game. So it will fill those people's needs until whatever Friday the 13th game comes out after that. But yeah, I don't think I think it'll be a ton of fun and this will fill the horror space very, very well. Especially with Dead by Daylight kind of just dropping the ball lately. Like, have you played Dead by Daylight or not really? No.
I haven't. No.
Um, they dropped The Walking Dead in there, and they kind of dropped the ball on The Walking Dead. They butchered my boy Rick. He kind of just looks like he's from Walking Dead Destinies. That's not a good comment to make. So yeah, and yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all that we had to talk about this episode. I think this went a lot longer than I expected. But I think what ha ended up happening is that the those first five topics we really just couldn't shut up. So, um,
I loved it. I thought it was really good.
yeah,
So,
yeah. But now you have to wake up in 2 hours. So there's that. Um, but yeah, so I want to try to make this quick then so he can go. But hopefully you guys stay towards the end. And if you have, leave a like. And if you're listening to this on Apple's podcast and Spotify, I was about to combine both words. Apple Spuff, Apple. There you go, Apple. There's a new brand name for you. So make sure to check out the YouTube channel and also share the video and share the podcast out with everybody and everyone you love, or I will find you and I will make you watch Snow White and Acolyte back to back forever. Okay, good. We're on the same page then.
oh
All
my
right.
goodness.
And anyway, guys, thank you much for watching. Like always, we'll see you guys in the next
Kill me.
episode. Bye,
Kill me,
guys.
Smalls. Have a
Oh,
good one.